I didn't think there was going to be an offensive lineman that was going to be sitting there at 31 that made sense. I thought, maybe late in the second round that would make sense, or even in the third round. And that's where the 49ers hit in the third round with Dominick Puni.
Yes.
And Puni was one of my favorite guys in the draft, and I was talking him up the whole offseason because I saw him at the Senior Bowl in practices, and something about him just stuck out when he moved inside. He was absolutely fantastic. Nobody could get past him. He was just so good. When they picked him, I was excited. But Jason, what is your feeling on the offensive line? Because 49er fans have been very frustrated with the 49ers offensive line after what happened, at the stretch run of the season. And they were looking for a big move, and the 49ers really didn't do that. Besides bringing back John Feliciano,
I like that one,
and drafting Dominick Puni, there's not really a big move. So you're probably going to have the usual suspects starting along the offensive line. What are your feelings on the 49ers offensive line? And then after that, kind of what do you feel about Dominick Puni?
Well, let's go in reverse. I like Puni a lot. You gotta be real careful. I say that. He's nasty. He looks like a guy who can start like day one for us, which is nice because right guard needs an upgrade. It just does. If Feliciano's gonna play center, which okay, cool. That right guard spot, because I'm still not 100% convinced on McKivitz. All right, so but they seemed to like him enough to keep him out there and gave him a little bit
a contract extension,
of a raise too. So right guard needs to be a spot where we aren't worried, and I think Puni's going to be that guy. I think he's going to be better than Banks was year one. I'm not sure he'll be on Banks's level this year as a rookie, but he'll definitely be a guy who is on the field, not having a developmental year.
That's interesting because I love Dominick Puni. I mean, he was, like I said, somebody I talked up a lot. I actually don't think he's going to play very much in year one. I
don't
think
say that.
Right now, I think that they're going to have Jake Brendel start at center, and then John Feliciano at right guard, and I think Spencer Burford's going to be the first backup there. I think they're preparing for next year. More than likely, John Feliciano is going to retire. He's kind of alluded to that in social media. But I think Burford is probably going to start next year, and I believe that Dominick Puni is going to start next year. But the way that Coach Chris Foerster talked about it was there's going to be an actual competition between Dominick Puni, Spencer Burford, and John Feliciano, because he's looking for the best player. He said Spencer Burford has the most upside. What he's lacking is just a little bit of consistency. There's 2 or 3 plays a game.
But he just looks awful and lost.
Right.
Like he just doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
So if he can change those, and here's something interesting that Chris Foerster said, and this is what I believe happened in the Super Bowl, is he said there are things that he can't go over. There are rules within the offense that you just have to know and be able to adjust on the fly. What I think is when they got to the Super Bowl, Spencer Burford saw something he thought was one way, and it wasn't covered because you just can't cover everything you're going to see, especially with a really good defensive coordinator, and he didn't go with the rules of the offense. So that's a young player making a young player mistake. And I think we all believe if John Feliciano's in there, he doesn't make the mistake. But let's not throw out Spencer Burford, who's younger than Dominick Puni. Let's remember that. He's only 23 years old. He's been a solid player for the 49ers. He had ups and downs last year. It's consistency. But year 3, he's played 2 full seasons in the NFL compared to what Dominick Puni has done in college already. Like, let's give this guy a shot to see what he could do.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're ready to be done with Spencer Burford. Did you not like his rookie season?
He was good as a rookie, and to me in year 2 he regressed.
I agree that he regressed. He played about 100 less snaps than he did his rookie season.
Right. And that's probably because maybe Kyle didn't.
Well, he got hurt. Because he started 14 games. He got
banged
hurt
up and stuff,
then John Feliciano got in, and John Feliciano played consistent, very good play,
right,
and took the job. Like that's not an argument. I just think I'm saying like, why don't we expect Spencer Burford to play better in year 3 than he did in year 2?
Because, at least how I view it, they weren't things of he needs to get in the weight room, he needs to get a little more agile. He's got, from the neck down, he's nice. Like, he moves well, he's got good arm, but it's the head up. And that's what I don't like. That's what worries me is we've seen, whether it's middle school, high school, college, NFL, pro, NBA, MLB, we see a lot of guys who have a lot of talent, but they lose it because it's a consistency, it's the mental approach. And I'm starting to think that he might be a guy that it's from his neck up, and that's what worries me, because you talked about consistency, right? You're a coach, I'm a coach. We want consistency from the players that we play. We want to know that if I call a play, all in my case, all 5 of my guys are going to know exactly what to do. In your case, all 11 guys. I'm guessing Kyle's the same way. And with him, he showed that he has mental lapses, and a mental lapse can get McCaffrey or Brock killed, and that is, to me, is not something that I want to put my trust in.
It's one of those things where I believe, and this is how I always believe, but I think Chris Forster believes the same thing, is that people can improve, and guys who make mistakes, it doesn't mean that they're going to make more mistakes. It just means they got to get more consistent. They got to play better. And this is a young player that had to learn how to play in the NFL. First off, he had to change positions going from tackle to guard, and he's got to understand when you play a defense like that, you've got to play within the rules and know exactly what you're supposed to do. So I want to see how he responds, because I think we're remembering the last play that we saw him.
It was a big one.
It was
a big one.
But that one play doesn't define who he is. That would be like saying that Christian McCaffrey fumbling in big situations defines who he is. That's not fair. Now,
we have
the
a track record with McCaffrey of
you do
a lot more successes, though, too.
But we also have a longer opportunity to have a track record with Christian McCaffrey. And I'm not trying to compare them. I'm just saying, like, let's not compare guys on their mistakes. Let's give him a chance. And I'm not saying he should start over John Feliciano or anything like that. What I am saying is I'm not ready to be done with Spencer Burford yet. I think he's a young guy who works his butt off and really plays hard, and he's got the right mental process. He went to Chris Forster and said, "Coach, why am I not starting it?" And Chris Forster told him, "Hey, you're just having those 2 or 3 plays that are not consistent." He's going to take that to heart, and he's going to work. And the other reason that I like what Burford's approach is he usually works the offseason with Trent Williams. So he's connecting to the right guys. He's got a lot of talent. So I don't think he's going to start, but I think there could be opportunities for him to come in. And I can't say, this is just me personally, that I wouldn't like John Feliciano at center and Spencer Burford at guard more than I want Jake Brendel and John Feliciano out there.
I'd rather have Feliciano at center, 100%.
Thanks for watching. Full episodes of The Ant Hill Show are available over on Patreon. 49ers Cutback on Patreon. Thanks for watching.